Hello everyone, here Ice Prince back again. So I'm doing another tier list video because of how vastly good my previous one did, so let's do this. So I will be ranking every Ninjago season from pilot up until Master D Mountain. So alright, let's get started. So starting off, we have the OG, the one that started all the pilot season, which, to be honest, I've never watched in its entirety. Yeah, I have never watched the pilot season. That's kind of embarrassing. I've seen clips and stuff from it. I mean, I understand why it wouldn't be too grand, considering that it's like the start to the series, the introduction, but I just found it kind of boring and not really that interesting. I'll put it in C tier, to be honest. I'll have to watch it probably at some point. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like a total goof. Next is March of Dione, which I do not count as a season, to be honest, because 4 episodes is not a season, that's a special. And what's even worse, that wasn't March of Dione supposed to be like the 100th episode special or something? There's so many things about that film that just makes zero sense. Cole's death, which technically doesn't even count as a death. The tornado creation being the only weakness to the Oni as a whole. The list goes on. All I'm saying is March of Dione is D tier just because of how stupid it is, how dumb it is, and how it just wastes an open slot of a season. Even the fire chapter had more development than this piece of garbage, I'll tell you that. Yes, that's the only good thing I'll ever say for the fire chapter. Alright, next we have season 11. Okay. Since it's split into 2 halves, I don't know how to process this. On the one hand, absolute trash. On the other hand, pure heaven. Yeah, if I had to rank the season as a whole, combining both Fire Chapter and Ice Chapter, I would say at least C tier. It's not horrible, it's not too great, but there are some okay moments here and there. Alright, Prime Empire. This is probably one of the better seasons lately that I've seen. I enjoyed a lot of the side characters that were introduced, mainly Okino. That was pretty cool. I don't know. Unagami could have been better. Detective Zane was pretty funny, and I wish that returned at some point. Maybe they'll bring it back at some point. I don't know. But I'll rank this A tier. It's good. Really good season. Alright, Master of the Mountain. Okay. I actually didn't mind this one too much. I found it to be pretty good. Definitely a lot of, well, cool stuff that happened. Especially at the end when Cole literally went Super Saiyan. Sorry, that was pretty cool. I'll put it in A tier, sure, why not? Okay. Season 1. Okay. This may come out as a bit harsh and may trigger certain people, but I actually really hate Season 1. I don't know why, it's just very terrible. Most of the episodes are just straight up filler, and nothing really too interesting took place, aside from like a few good moments here and there. But aside from that, the entire season was just horrible. So, D tier. Sorry. Please forgive me. It's all my opinion. Alright, season 2 is slightly better. Kind of started off pretty bad. when it was just like tying up all the loose ends and crap from the previous season. But it got definitely better near the end during the final battle. I will say that, honestly. So, put this in B tier, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Rebooted. This season, despite not having really many episodes and probably being one of the shorter seasons in Ninjago, well, it's longer at least than Marchioni, we'll give it that. I actually don't mind Rebooted. There were some pretty good moments as well from that season. Except for the Jay and Cole love triangle. I'm sorry. That was just terrible. I never want to hear about that again. But I did like the inclusion of Pi 4. The fact that Sensei Wu was literally a villain that season. Well, kind of. And, I enjoyed the final battle between Zane and the Overlord. And Zane X Pixel. The greatest ship in all of Ninjago. No matter what anyone says. Okay, so I'll put Rebooted in maybe A tier, yeah. We're getting to S tier. Don't worry, we'll get there. Alright, Tournament of Elements. There's just no way for me to describe how much that I love that season. At all. I mean, I found Chen and Klaus to both be really decent villains. Chen's not really one of those villains you see normally, because he's kind of got that like really goofy personality, yet somehow it's also very good and moves the story around. I enjoyed the whole Elemental Masters and the inclusion of Skylar, who was introduced that season. I don't really care much for the Elemental Masters as a whole, aside from like Skylar and Karloff maybe, but I don't know, none of them really feel that memorable. But this is still a really good season in my opinion, so I'm gonna give it S tier. That was really good. Alright, Possession. Let's face it, Possession is probably one of the best seasons in all of Ninjago. I enjoyed Moro as a villain, and the whole Lloyd game possessed scene. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I liked the whole possessed Lloyd thing. And I liked how Nia became a ninja, even though nowadays she's not really that good. A lot of the good stuff from that season. It was also probably one of the greatest final battles ever for that season. So, also the Chimo reference. We can never forget that. I'll put in S tier as well. Okay. Skybound. No other words. S tier. Okay, fine. I'll say some other words, but the concept of the Jin Blade was good. Nanakon's an awesome villain. Jay being the main character was okay. The fact that I literally had time travel introduced in that season. Yes, Hands of Time is not the only time season, because that's kind of how season 6 ended, which I guess you could say foreshadowed what was to come. Wink, wink. Yeah, Skybound's S tier. Alright, Hands of Time. I don't really care for this season at all, to be honest. I just find it kind of boring. I find Kai to be a complete asshole in that season, especially to his own parents for some reason. The Dr. Saunders reveal was kind of cool, I guess. Aside from that, nothing really too much happened, and the whole season just felt kind of boring, to say the least. There were okay moments in between, but just straight up boring, so I'll put it in C tier. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just straight up boring. Alright, and Season 8. This is probably my favorite season of all time. I will say that. I don't know. I There's just so much about season 8 that just kind of felt right. Everything felt like it worked, and it the fact that it left off on such a cliffhanger for what's to come next, that was cool. Rumi was a great villain, but the whole bringing back Garmadon thing was okay, I guess. It would have been cooler if Rumi had resurrected the Overlord instead. That would have been way cooler. And then maybe you can have season 9 be a bit like an Oni rise up. That would have been the perfect way to introduce the Oni. I feel like that would have been better. But, Garmadon being back, and it wasn't horrible. Also, I think he's the only villain in Ninjago history to actually successfully take over Ninjago. That's actually kind of lucky for him, but I'll put this in S tier. And season 9. Oh god. You know that phrase people always say when they say sequels sometimes suck? Well, season 9 is an exception. Good god. How did we go from season 8, which was freaking good, and then season 9, which was complete trash? The concept of the Dragon Hunters was horrible. Iron Baron was boring as hell. The golden armor was kind of pointless. I don't see the point of why would Wu need to collect that, because it does freaking nothing. That's what I have a problem with these days. All the items that the ninja have to collect do absolutely nothing and either end up getting destroyed or just cast off. No other reason. And the whole concept of the resistance was okay, I guess. I'd say that was definitely a better and more entertaining storyline than what happened in the first realm with the 4 ninja and Wu. But then again, that's just my opinion. And like season 11, it kind of follows the same thing with it taking place in 2 different chapters. Kind of. But at least season 11 is better than season 9. I have to. I'm sorry. I just really hate season 9, and I cannot bear myself to rank it any higher than D tier. So yeah, this is my ranking of the seasons. Yeah. So this is Hero Ice Prince, signing off.